Hi everyone, today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how to get into wakefoiling and what you have to pay attention to when you're starting out. If you can basically foil already behind a kite or with a windsurfer, you're already prepared quite a bit because you know what the feeling is like. It also helps if you already know how to basically wakeboard behind a boat or wake surf behind a boat already, because this will give you some experience of how to do the water start with the foil and get going. If you're just starting out, I recommend that you go with the shorter mast first. This is a 50 centimeter mast on this foil, and remember to wear a helmet and an impact vest because you're probably going to land on the foil when you first learn. Alright, so once you've actually managed to figure out how to foil behind the boat on the rope, the next part is to actually get the board into the wake of the boat. The first key point, the first recommendation I have, is wait long enough for the wake to build up to a decent size. If you try to get into the wake immediately after the boat starts, it will probably not be big enough to carry you. So wait till the wake is actually at a decent speed, that usually takes about 10-15 seconds, and then start pulling yourself towards the boat, to the larger section on the wake, and then let go of the rope and carve into the wave and try to find a point where the wake will carry you on the board. Foot position is really important here. So once you're on the wake and you feel that you've got quite a lot of front foot pressure and you're having problems controlling the height of the board, move your front foot slightly more forward and also move your back foot forward a little bit. If you're having trouble getting the board to fly, move your front foot back first and then adjust your back foot accordingly. Trying to move both feet at the same time typically ends up in too much of a wobble. Always move the front foot first. This will give you a decent amount of stability, and then adjust your back foot to a good position afterwards. Obviously, the farther back you are on the more lift the board will have, and also the more agile it will be on its turn. The farther forward you will be, typically the more stable the board will be, and the less it will try to rise up towards you. So once you're on the wake, the thing is, how do I stay on the wake and start carving around? The key point here is stay low enough that your foil stays in the water. On a proper wakeboard boat, the wake can be quite steep, so if you carve back and you're too high up on the wing, you're probably going to breach with the wing and ventilate. So before you turn, try to lower the board a bit by basically pushing on your front leg to bring the board down, and then carve down the wake and away. Once you're away, you're going to need to turn back into the wake and find that section where you get the drive from the wing again. Another important part of wake foiling is also learning to pump the foil. If you ever get away from the wake a little bit, you're obviously going to lose lift because you're losing the flow over the wing, and this is where you need to basically pump the board, which is sort of like a dolphining motion where basically the board's rising up and down, where you're creating your own drive on the board. Now, a lot of people think that this is done over the front foot, where you're constantly just pushing down on the front foot to make the board accelerate. That's actually not right. What you're actually doing is more like a skateboard ollie, which basically means on a skateboard you're actually going to be lifting your front foot and then pushing with your back foot as your foot is lifting up. So you're essentially trying to sort of ollie the board up. So once you get the board flying upwards, before you breach, that's when you want to basically push your weight back forward again to let the board sort of dive and glide. So if you're imagining it like a plane, you're trying to go up first, and then you're letting it level out and glide. Then before your nose hits the water again, this is where you ollie the board up again. Yeah, so remember, it's not by pushing the board down, you're actually pushing the board up and letting it glide, pushing it up and letting it glide. Last thing I want to give to you on your way to wakefoiling is how to fall. This is quite important, because if you fall in the wrong way, it's quite likely that you're going to fall on the foil. The most dangerous way to fall is if you lean forward and stick your butt out towards the back. What will happen is the foil will actually fall over backwards and you will fall forward onto the foil. So always try to keep your torso stiff in that way, so you prevent dropping your shoulders over the front, because that's the most dangerous way you could possibly fall. If that happens to you, first thing, let go of the rope and then put your arms in front of your head to protect yourself, so just in case you hit the foil, that you won't get hit in the head and cut your face. The best way to fall in any way is typically off the back of the foil. Alright? So basically, if you're unstable in any way, try to basically drop straight off the back of the foil. The foil will go forward, away from you, and you're going to be safe. Alright? So, have fun with wakefoiling. I hope I managed to help you guys out a little bit in trying to figure this out. Thanks for listening. Rock on.